Hello, everyone. I just wanted to take a few minutes today to walk you through the emotional clearing uh, process that we really didn't have enough time to go through last week. So I thought I would just do a little video on it. So this is the one that uses the emotion code chart. Emotion codes done by Bradley Nelson. So this is his work. But the actual technique that I'm teaching you is something that I learned from Dr. Lloyd Nelson. So this is relating our emotions to areas of our bodies. So if you're experiencing pain, heaviness, or just a sense that something may be wrong, or you can even muscle test to see if you're holding any emotions in any of your organs, then this chart will really help you. So what I like to do when I first get started and I recognize that there's this emotion or I'm being triggered about something and I want to, see what kind of emotions I can release that are, underlying this trigger. The first thing I like to ask is, is this emotional condition, is it related to a person or to a thing? So that's the first question when you notice there's, something going on. Say maybe you've had an event and something that was said or something that occurred there triggered an emotion in you. So the first thing is to ask, is it related to a person or is it related to a thing? Now, if it's related to a person, then you can just kind of ask yourself, do I need to know or do I know who this person is? So again, in a space of quiet, just listen for those answers and you'll be directed. You can even ask more questions to help you get to that person if their name doesn't come right up. Is it someone that I'm related to or not related to? Is it someone that's passed on or is it someone that's still living? Once you determine that, or, sometimes we don't even always have to know who it is. Once you've determined that, the next question that you could ask to try to understand a little bit more about this emotion is ask about the situation that created that emotion. Is it a situation that's still currently going on in the present, or is this a situation that is from the past? So that just helps us know when that emotion got locked in. So a lot of the time when we get triggered about something, the initial or kind of birth of that started, in the past. And now we're just having a reoccurrence of a trigger that's still about that same issue because we haven't yet healed it or been able to clear it. So anyway, so we want to know, is it in the present or in the past? And we can ask, like at what age maybe that happened. And this just is information to help us clear it. So there's a little place on your chart where you can even add that. The next thing is to know, what was going on in my life when this symptom that I'm now having first started. So it's to equate back to, what was going on when you first noticed that you had the symptom, the pain, or whatever it is that you're experiencing. Next, what we want to do is using our chart, we can either muscle test to see what organ it's in, or you may just intuitively know. So on this chart, yours is going to look a little bit different than this one, but on your chart over here, it's going to tell you where it's being located. Like this top one is heart or small intestine, second one spleen or stomach, third lung and colon, fourth liver or gallbladder, fifth kidney or bladder, and then sixth is glands or sexual organs. And then you have two columns here, column 2. So to help you identify, you can just use muscle testing. Like if you're not sure what organ it may be located in, you could ask yourself, is it found in column 1 or column 2? And you can muscle test that to determine column 1, column 2. So we'll say in this one, it's column 1. And then we could ask which row it's in, row 1 through row 6. So you can ask to see a number, or maybe you'll just intuitively know what that number is. In this case, we're going to go with number 3. So now we know it's column A and it's row 3, which puts us right here with this list of emotions. So in this case, the emotions are crying, discouragement, rejection, sadness, and sorrow. So we just kind of want to check in and you'll intuitively know, does that feel right? Are those, emotions that you're experiencing? And now once that you've identified those, you can go and muscle test to see if all of them apply or if just certain ones of them apply. But what I found is just the easiest is I will just put my hand right over that section of the chart. So like right here over column A, row 3. And now I'm going to make this statement to clear the energies. I love myself when I clear and release the emotions associated with my lung and colon, such as crying, discouragement, rejection, sadness, and sorrow. And then I'm just going to check in to see if that feels like I was able to release anything. Oftentimes with the very first statement, it takes more than one repetition, but you may be one of those that's going to clear things really easy. Some people will yawn. You'll just have a sense of a lightness when things clear. So if you didn't receive that, then what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to swipe on our hand. So we're going to start here just a little above the wrist and brush it off, just like we were just brushing those emotions right off of us. So about 4 or 5 times. And then I'm going to repeat it again with my hand over this area. I love myself even when I clear and release emotions associated with my lung and colon, including crying, discouragement, rejection, sadness, and sorrow. Oh, sorry, I had to yawn, but that's a good sign. That means that that the emotions are moving and they are leaving. And then, excuse me, and then I can just check in to see if I feel like that's shifted and I'm complete. And if it doesn't feel quite complete, then repeat again. Going back to the wrist and swiping 4 or 5 times, just like you were just brushing those emotions right off of you. And then again, put your hand over this area and repeat. I love myself even when I am clearing and releasing emotions associated with my lungs and colon, including crying, discouragement, rejection, sadness, and sorrow. Oh my, I must have been holding some emotions there. Anyway, you can see that emotions are starting to move, and I can just kind of check in and see if that feels complete. A lot of times you're going to feel some shift and movement in that area. A letting go and releasing. You can just check in to see if that is complete or if you've been able to release everything that's ready to let go of today. And I feel like for me that I have. If it doesn't feel complete, then repeat it again. The key words in there are I love myself, because so often it's very difficult for us to love ourselves. And so that's kind of what sometimes jams us up and makes it so that we're not able to clear these emotions. So you really want to be able to believe that you do love yourself as you are clearing and releasing these emotions. Stuff's still moving. That's awesome. So anyway, and then I always like to express a little bit of gratitude to my Heavenly Father, because I know these things are done through Him. So I just end with gratitude and thanks. And thank you for joining me today. I hope that this helped you. This is a really great, quick release. Once you have the chart, you know, it's so easy to be able to find what emotions are connected with the organs and be able to clear those emotions out. So good luck with the process. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.